What is up, you guys, and welcome to today's vlog. My name is Jessie, and I am actually going to be doing a Christmas romance reading vlog while also buddy reading some books with my bestie, Gwen. If you don't know Gwen, you should. She's one of my YouTube besties. I actually just went and visited her recently, which I can link that vlog down below. Me and Gwen had a really good idea while I was visiting her, and we want to do some Christmas romance buddy reads. We originally wanted to read 3 Christmas romances and buddy read one of them, which is One Last Gift by Emma Stone, which we'll get into that in a little bit. In this video, you will see me reading 2 to 3 books that surround Christmas romance, but I actually got really sick while I was trying to film all this, so I hate to throw you into that without warning, but I am pretty sick early on in this vlog. I'm feeling a lot better. I'm about like 90% better. So in this video, you will see me reading these 3 books right here. I will admit the first one I picked up, which is There's Something About Mary by Cody Hall. I actually did not get hardly any footage of this, so this is where we will start, and then we'll come right back here to give you my final thoughts on this one. Hello. So I am currently in the middle of reading sprints over on Keisha's channel, A Book Like You. She invited me, Gwen, and Gabby to come over and do some reading sprints. So I'm currently reading along with them, but I realized I never started this vlog, which is very bad of me. And the first one that I wanted to talk about is There's Something About Mary by Cody Hall. I am currently almost 200 pages into this book, and spoiler, I'm really liking it so far. So far, from what I've gathered halfway through this book, this one follows our main character, Mary Winters, and she is returning back to her family farm. They have this huge Christmas tree farm, and she kind of wants to take over the business from her father, but her father's a little apprehensive. Looks like her father actually just hired a new foreman by this name of Clark, and Mary and Clark kind of have a history, sort of. Like, it sounds like it's one of those, like, the one that got away, but like neither one of them knew how they felt in high school. So Mary feels like Clark is trying to take her opportunity to run her family's farm. Clark is just there to have a job, be connected with family, even though he's not really related to the Winters. Like, he just feels like they're more of a family. And Clark also has a 7-year-old son, so single dad. And Mary actually just came out of a really bad relationship, so they ended up going on this dating app, and they don't know that they get matched together, and they're talking, flirting, but they don't know what the other one looks like. And so yeah, it's super cute. I love the whole like online dating trope in my romance books, so I'm really excited about this one. I really like it. This book is 400 pages though. That's the only thing, so I'm like, oh my gosh, like what in the world. But I will say the text is pretty big in this book, and there are a lot of like online app messaging through here. So my biggest critique right now is the narrators are a little like over the top, but it was free because it's an Audible original, and this is book 2 in a series, but I don't think you have to read them in order. You just kind of get a little bit of information from book 1. I am going to go make some hot cocoa, and then I'm going to get my reading on.
It's cold outside, but the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe, and I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down, and the storm is on its way, but as long as you're around,
yeah, again, I was really bad at picking up the vlog camera for this, but I ended up giving this one 4 stars. I actually really enjoyed the romance between this one. It got a little bit spicy, a little too spicy with the descriptive words than I would prefer, but nothing too crazy. This one, I feel like it's over 400 pages for a romance, which I feel like is a little bit too long, which is a reason why I gave it only 4 stars. But I did really enjoy this one. I loved the family aspect and the Christmas tree farm, and it definitely gave me those Christmas vibes. However, this doesn't take place during Christmas. It takes place like right before Christmas. So it is a good one to start off with, I think, if you're looking to read this one for maybe next year or in the future leading up to Christmas. But it takes place like right after Halloween, before the holidays. So I really enjoyed this one. This one is so good. I would give it 4 stars and recommend it. All right, next let's go into the buddy read, which is One Last Gift by Emma Stone.
Let's go outside, the snow is falling down and every child is having so much fun. The snowman is twice the size as me, with a smile as quirky as mine. We're holding hands to keep each other warm while we stand and watch a choir performing all the Christmas songs that we love. Yeah, all the Christmas songs that we love. And in a while we're gonna go inside and drink our chocolate by the fire. 'Cause all I want is to spend this day with you. Let me give you a Christmas, a moment we'll fill with love and joy. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. I don't need any presents, as long as I spend this day with you. So beautiful, kissing on a mistletoe, baby, with you. Ooh. I'm making plans of what we're gonna do. I feel so blessed that I can be with you. 'Cause God knows that I've been longing for you. I just wanna hold you close. You know the stars are shining just...
I'm gonna go ahead and address the elephant in the room. I'm feeling a little under the weather, and I don't know what's wrong with me. I just feel very drained and depleted, and you know, the common stuff like a runny nose, a little bit of a cough. So I meant to start this vlog a few days ago, and I just kept putting it off. I just didn't have the energy or the desire to start this vlog. But this morning I am still feeling sick and not really feeling the greatest still, but I am in the mood to vlog. I'm feeling very much in the Christmas spirit. So with that being said, I've already done a little bit of shopping so far today. I did some grocery shopping where I picked up some stuff to make potato soup in the crock pot today, which I plan to do once I get home. And then I also stopped at Barnes & Noble. I actually ordered on Friday a puzzle from Amazon, and for some reason Amazon canceled my order. So I went ahead and just got it like from Barnes & Noble. So this is the Snowy Night 500-piece puzzle. I think it's so freaking pretty. I just love the colors of it. If you didn't know, like lavender is my favorite color ever. It's just so beautiful. So really excited about that. And then I also picked up a copy of Malice House by Megan Shepherd. I picked this up because this is actually my February Sleep When I'm Dead book club pick with Keisha. So I will be reading this in the month of February. If you didn't know, I have an online book club called Sleep When I'm Dead. We talk about thrillers, and I started a Discord, which I always have linked down below, as well as some merch. So definitely consider joining. But yeah, we will be reading this in February. The purpose of this vlog is, if you didn't know, I recently got into my romance era, and I'm just embracing it at full force. And one of my really good friends, you probably have seen and heard of her because I talk about her a lot, but her name is Gwen. But we're actually going to be doing a buddy read of The Last Gift by Emily Stone. When we were talking about buddy reading, this is the one that really intrigued me. It sounds so sad and emotional that I actually started crying while reading the synopsis. So I don't know if I'm emotionally prepared for this, but I'm really excited. So yeah, I am going to head home now because I'm feeling really tired Again, not feeling the greatest, but I think when I get home and after I throw things into the crock pot, I think I'm going to bring up the Christmas tree, so that should be really fun. Justin, who is my husband, we are going to do a little date night tonight by watching my favorite movie, which is How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. It's one of my all-time favorite movies of all time. So I got some stuff like some cookies to bake and things like that, so I think it's gonna be a super cute, cozy
I'm on my way, I'm in motion. Let's go to the ocean. Yeah, let's go outside. We can hang out on the beach without freezing. Yeah, isn't that amazing? In Christmas times, we'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand, you and me. Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. And I can promise Santa's coming to visit. No, he wouldn't miss this in Christmas times. Oh, and the sunset, it is just getting better on a blanket with the skyline painted in blue. Ooh, yeah, that's what we do. We'll be chilling and having a good time. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand, you and me. Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart. Here we go. All right. Dance, dance, now this Christmas, we're gonna dance. We're gonna dance, 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 come on, dance. We're gonna dance, dance, have a good time. Dance, dance, all night long. We're gonna dance, dance, and have a good time. I think Santa's gonna come and join us in this song. Doesn't matter if the snow is falling or the wind blows and the rain is pouring. It will always be Christmas in my heart. But this year I wanna hang out with my friends and family, making angels in the sand, you and me. Doesn't matter, it is Christmas in my heart.
Hello. So it is actually the next day. Actually, scratch that. It's actually the next night. I showed some clips of me and Justin having dinner and like watching The Grinch and things like that, and like me starting the One Last Gift by Emily Stode, which I'll get to in a little bit. But I forgot to update the vlog in the morning. I went to work. Can't really vlog at work, so plus it's not really that exciting. So I actually just got home a few hours ago, and I'm actually getting ready to start my Monday reading sprints, which if you didn't know, I do reading sprints on my channel basically every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And tonight we are actually doing a hot cocoa party, and I'll have my friend Gwen, who I'm buddy reading this book with, but I'll also have Ashley from Ashley's Little Library and Jordan from Sorry Book Solid. And I'm so excited because I love having people on my channel. Like, I just love like hosting. I don't know what it is. Plus, these are some of my friends that I talk to a lot like on social media, and I just love connecting with other creators. Like, it just brings me such happiness. So I'm so excited these ladies are coming on here. But we are doing a hot cocoa party, which I'm super excited about because I love hot cocoa. I feel like it's a great way to kick off the holiday season. I want to do more themed reading sprints. So if you guys are interested in that, let me know in the comments. I would love to do more themed. If you guys are interested in more themed reading sprints, let me know because I find them fun. I just need to prioritize that a little bit more going into the new year. So anyways, I have about 15 minutes before reading sprints start. So I need to go make my hot chocolate or figure out what I'm doing. But I figured I can give you guys an update of One Last Gift by Emily Stone. So like I said in the beginning of this video, this book is about Cassie, who has a brother that she's very close to. Her brother's name is Tom, and he has a best friend named Sam, and Cassie's always had this like crush on Sam, but like it's her brother's best friend, whatever. So the story, eventually Tom passes away. Apparently I never put my bookmark back in my book in the correct spot. So according to Libby, I'm 20% into the book, getting ready to start chapter 7, and Tom has not passed away, which I find kind of odd. But I was talking to Gwen like over Marco Polo, and she said like she remembers reading the other book by this author, and it is a little bit of a slower start, but not in a boring way, which I can kind of see, because instead of just throwing us into a main character situation, we're getting to know the characters a little bit more. However, I feel like it's a little bit slower of a start than I would prefer, especially for the first 20%. And on the back it says Tom passes away, but yet that hasn't happened yet. I will say that right off the bat, I'm not a fan of the love interest, Sam. Like, I don't know what his thoughts and feelings are because we're only hearing from Cassie's point of view. However, some of his like actions that he's done, because there is a lot of like flirting between Cassie and Sam, although Tom doesn't know, there's a lot of flirting, and like, I don't know. I'm not like a huge fan of Sam, but I still have quite a bit to go in this book, so hopefully he will change my mind. So not really off to a good start, but not like in a, oh, I want a DNF, or I know I'm not gonna like this book, but just not off to a good start so far, but I could be easily persuaded. So one of the reasons why I don't like filming in my kitchen, one, the lighting's terrible, so deal with that. Number two, this is mostly where my dogs hang out, so if they make noises or bark, just bear with me. So for the hot chocolate, I'm going to start with obviously a glass. Also, I'm behind the trends, but I got this caramel sauce. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of do like the Starbucks swirly action and go like that. I have good old classic Swiss Miss with marshmallows. Personally feel like milk just makes the better sense. So my microwave is actually going, but I also have some graham crackers. So I think I might take a few graham cracker pieces to like top it. And then I also have marshmallows, or not marshmallows, I have whipped cream. So I just microwaved my milk, and then I'm going to put some hot cocoa powder. Oh, I'm so excited for this. I'm gonna give that a little bit of a swirl. I do have a frother, but I don't have batteries for it. So give that a nice little, okay. And then I think I'm going to extra whipped cream. All right, so I just put some whipped cream on it. I'm going to drizzle it with some caramel, like that. And then I think what I'm going to do is I have these leftover graham crackers, and I think I'm going to take one little thing. I'm going to take half, but I'm going to crush the other one as like sprinkles, maybe? Oh yeah. That looks so good. Okay. And then for a little bit of garnish, I'm just going to put the rest of the cookie in there. Oh, that looks so good.
But the fire keeps us warm. We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe. And I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for you and me. The snow is falling down and the storm is on its way. But as long as you're around, everything will be okay. 'Cause all I wanna do is spend this holiday with you. Tomorrow it is Christmas, the first for me and you.
Hello. So it is the next day, but I do have a reading update for you guys. I actually ended up finishing One Last Gift last night by Emily Stone, and I was talking to Gwen this morning when we were doing some Marco Polos, and I think I'm going to rate this book a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And the reason why is I did have several complaints with the book. For one, I don't feel like this is a very heavy Christmas book, as I was kind of assuming it would be. Like, I didn't really get strong Christmas vibes. This literally could have taken place any other time of the year, with the activities kind of surrounding like Christmas. Like, they would always do the scavenger hunt around Christmas time, or they would always do like get-togethers and things like that around Christmas time. But honestly, if you took the Christmas aspect out of it, it really wouldn't change that much of the book. I mentioned this on my live show, which I did a hot cocoa party last night, but I mentioned in there that the love interest Sam, I had a lot of issues in the beginning. He just, like, once like the spark between Cassie and Sam started to happen in the beginning of the book, the way he reacted to the aftermath was just uncalled for. Big red flags. And then after the death of Tom, which is Cassie's brother, the way he reacted to the death, uncalled for. But Gwen did tell me to keep going on with the book, to still give it a shot and things like that, and I did. And I will say, Sam's character did develop quite a bit. However, I still did not really care for him. The other issues I had was I did not like the narrator. It is a British book, which does take a little bit for me to get into. I don't necessarily mind British books. However, the narrator would like narrate the book, and she would either jump to another, like she would just jump to Sam's point of view without like any without any clear indication. I'd be like, oh, okay, I guess we're in Sam's point of view, and then she'd jump back to Cassie's point of view. So it was a little of a struggle to keep up with that sometimes, because it wasn't like a routine like every other chapter. It was just kind of like thrown in there with no warning. Also, when she would speak for Cassie, like when Cassie would actually like have dialogue, she would make Cassie sound like 10 years younger than what she was, and I found that to be quite annoying. After I read this book and after talking to Gwen, like, I reminded myself that this book isn't really that much of a romance, and that it's more of like a self-discovery after losing a loved one and going through the grieving process. So after I've like reevaluated the story, I think it's good. Like, I would recommend it. However, if you're looking for a Christmassy romance rom-com, this is not the book for you. But if you're looking for like a deep emotional book between someone, like a brother-sister relationship, I feel like you would really like this one. So 3.5 out of 5 stars. Can't really complain on that. So yeah, then last night Gwen and I were talking and she was like, hey, how about we like buddy read All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox, since we both own the same book. So I was like, that's perfect, because that's actually the book I was going to read next. So I think that's the plan. I was going to read on my lunch break, but I really don't have that much time. So that will be something I'll do later on tonight when I get home. I don't really have too many plans. I do have to prep my house because at the end of the week, Justin and I will be going on a little weekend vacation with some friends to Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge area. So by the time you're watching this video, if you're watching right when it goes live, I will probably be in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, which is super exciting. I'm really excited because we have never been around Christmas time, and I've always been told that's the best time to go. We were actually supposed to go in 2020, but Justin actually got COVID, so we weren't able to fulfill that trip and ended up, you know, not being able to go. But this year we're able to go. I feel a lot better as far as like me feeling under the weather. So yeah, but moving back on to the original topic. So we are prepping the house because we will have someone come over to watch the dogs and take care of them and stuff like that. And she typically does stay, you know, overnight and stuff like that. So we're just prepping the house, make sure everything's nice and clean, make sure we have like, you know, fresh linens and towels and things like that. So tonight I will be doing a lot of laundry. So I feel like that's perfect to like listen to an audiobook while like doing laundry, folding, putting away, all that boring stuff. So I'm currently on chapter 13, which is on page 141. So about halfway through the book, and I am really enjoying this one so far. This is actually my third Christmas romance book that I've read so far this season, and I think this one's my favorite. Now, do I think it's like amazing, this is going to be a 5-star read? Not right now, but I do like this one because I can kind of feel like there's more of a theme and I can see the romance there slightly. However, I'm not really getting like over like strong Christmas vibes, and I think it's really funny because last year the thought of like reading a romance Christmas book would probably made me barf. The thought of like a romance book surrounded around Christmas was just kind of like nauseating in a way, but now that I've been wanting to read and enjoying reading more romance, like I'm just not getting strong Christmas vibes. I think that's the only thing that's really hindering my enjoyment of the books. I don't think I gave like a big good like general synopsis of what this one's about. So we are following Sadie and Max, and they are both on the show very similar to like The Voice, where it's like 4 hosts. I don't know, I've never seen The Voice, but from what I've seen, there's like some nights are like duet nights and things like that, double eliminations, things like that. The show is called Star Maker, and basically everyone's against each other because they're trying to win, you know, like the singing competition. One night Sadie has been picked to pick who her duet partner is going to be, and she picks Max, and she kind of has her like a small chip on her shoulder about Max, but it also shows that how fake these shows are behind the scenes, and so she's kind of forced to pick Max, and they do this duet and it goes like viral overnight. Like everybody wants more Sadie and Max. Decided to do some fake dating to kind of like raise the ratings of the show, but also to kind of help promote each other to win the competition. So I am at the point where we're past the winning of the competition, so it's a little bit of the aftermath. And I do want to also throw this out there because me and Gwen were talking about this. So this could be a little bit of a trigger, but there is like sexual harassment in like the workplace. So I do feel like that's important to talk about. I'm not personally offended or triggered by this, but I do feel like that is something I was not really expecting going into this, so just know before going in. So I am actually just now kind of winding down for the night, getting the house done, because tomorrow Justin and I are on our way to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, because there's like, I personally have never been to Gatlinburg, Tennessee during Christmas, and I've heard that's the best time and it's so beautiful. So I'm really excited to go. So we're just prepping the house, getting everything ready for our visitor. to come stay with the dogs. I think I am ready to kind of wind down, get some reading in. Like I said, I only have like 2.5 hours left to read for this book, so I definitely want to get that done as well. All right guys, I am back from the beginning. So I actually just finished All I Want for Christmas by Maggie Knox, and I'm here to give you my final update on this one. I am actually going to give this one 3.5 stars as well. I really enjoyed this one. I feel like it was very different from all the other Christmas romances. I also feel like I got a lot of those holiday Christmas vibes, especially when it comes to like writing a song for Christmas, which I thought was super unique. And I liked seeing almost the realness of how fake reality television is. So I really enjoyed that. I loved Sadie and Max's connection, that like subtle like hate to love type of vibe. So I really did enjoy that one. But the reason why I didn't rate this more than a 3.5 star is it does have one specific thing. It does have one specific thing that I don't like in my romances, and that is the whole like miscommunication trope. I don't like that. I feel like it's just stupid, kind of lazy in my opinion. So I was not a fan of that. Also, Max has this one particular trait that I don't like, and I feel like this is not really a spoiler because it is kind of something that happens in a lot of romance books, but it's the whole jumping to conclusion thing. We don't like that. No sir, no sir. But also, like, Sadie has that miscommunication trope as well, because there's something that happens that she should have been very upfront about from the get-go. So yeah. Alright guys, that is the end of my holiday Christmas romances while buddy reading these with Gwen. Thank you so much, Gwen, for buddy reading these with me. I cannot believe you actually got me to read some Christmas romances, and I'm still looking forward to adding some more to my collection. Make sure you stop what you're doing and go check out Gwen on her video. Go show her some love. But make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. It really does support my channel, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any more bookish videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.
We can spend the night underneath the mistletoe, and I've gotten you a present that I put under the tree. Tomorrow